Virgo. Welcome to May 2014. Spring is upon you, Virgo. It is time to come out of hibernation. You're ready to play in May. Now, your ruling planet Mercury is flying forward, and that's good news for you. And Mercury jumps into Gemini on May 7th, and Mercury loves being in Gemini because Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini. Now, Gemini is 10 signs from you, so having your ruling planet in the area of your reputation in the world, your profession in the world, your destiny in the world is very good news for you. So if you want to promote yourself or get out and network with others, May is the time to do it. It's a very strong month for Virgos because the Sun is in Taurus, a sister sign for you, and the full moon in Scorpio on the 14th also harmonizes with you. Scorpio is 3 signs from you. It sextiles the Virgo, and Taurus pours positive energy into you, and both of them rule wonderful areas of your life that have to do with short distance travel, long distance travel, speaking, writing, teaching, communicating, sharing your message both locally and abroad. So this is a wonderful time for you to make connections worldwide, network with like-minded, light-minded people worldwide, get your message out on the internet, get your message out through social media. So this is a strong time for Virgos to move ahead with their destiny, their life plan, their work, publishing, promoting, or for those teachers, a wonderful time for teaching, or for those of you considering going back to school, it's a great time to look into that, or go on in school. It's an excellent time to explore that option for you as well. May is a very strong time for the Virgos. It is wonderful. So you're making it's a wonderful time to make new connections near and abroad. You've avoided the chaos in April, so now it's time for you to explore your feelings in May. And, Neptune has been playing hide and seek with you through your relationships, especially the Virgos. For those of you that are born the first week in Virgo, or you have planets in the first early degrees of Virgo, especially, anything from 4 degrees to 10 degrees. Neptune is at almost 8 degrees by the end of the month, and at the Gemini new moon. I'll talk about that in a minute. So you've been getting a lot of interesting experiences through your relationships. Relationships are mirrors, and Pisces is the opposite of Virgo. So Virgo is analytical and practical, can be obsessive compulsive with the getting it right, and Pisces is the complete opposite. Pisces is metaphysical and dreamy, but also can be, it doesn't know where its boundaries are, and people can run it over, and then they feel used and abused by others because others just ran them over. And, so it's very opposite of Virgo. So having Neptune and Pisces opposing your Virgo, it is bringing to your conscious awareness of a lot of important lessons in relationships. And it may even be showing you some of the psychological problems that people have, whether it's bipolar or, depression or personality, disorders, and so Neptune can be a very psychological transit. So some of you have had some real interesting experiences in the area of relationships with this Neptune transit. And, with Neptune, it's best to just ride it out. It isn't a time to solidify anything because Neptune rules fantasy. It rules the music industry. It rules the movie industry. And when we try to use Neptune in our personal relationships, we never see people clearly. we're projecting onto them. So you can be projecting onto other people something there that's not really there, but it's coming from, say, your own inner male, your animus, your inner male, your Mars. Or if you're a man, your inner female, your Venus. So you're projecting your Venus onto the woman or your Mars onto the man. And you're seeing that, and you're thinking, wow, what a great guy, or what a great gal, we're such a perfect match. But you're not seeing the real person. You're seeing what you want to see. And that's the challenge with Neptune. Neptune can lead us to great disappointment because we have a tendency to see what we want to see. And I see Neptune as creator, as God. And many people play hide and seek with God through their relationships. Because whenever anybody says, I don't want to be alone, to be alone is to be with God. To be alone is to be with your soul self and your higher self. If you don't want to be with that part of you, then you're saying, I don't want to know my soul. I don't want to merge with my higher self. I want to use relationship as a distraction from the inner work I need to be doing. And so people do that with Neptune. They will use Neptune as, oh, this is my true love, when really it isn't. It's a valuable learning experience. And so you have to decide for yourself where you are with that. Like, are you with someone who's really right for you, or are you projecting onto them their potential and not seeing who they really are? And that's the challenge with Neptune. I'll talk about that when I get to the Gemini new moon. For you, the Scorpio full moon is very beneficial because Scorpio sextiles Virgo and Taurus trines. Taurus is a sister sign, harmonious energy flow. So the Scorpio full moon for you on May 14th is all about you getting out, networking, socializing, and you can do this locally and you can do this planetarily, internationally, because both areas are being highlighted for you and they're pouring positive energy into Virgo. Now, Taurus rules what you love and value. Taurus rules your resources, how you use your resources, and what you love and value to create the life you want. And Taurus is 9 signs from you. So that's why you're so spiritual, because Taurus is on your 9th house of spirituality. Oh, that's one of the reasons you're so spiritual. I think the Virgo Pisces axis is the most spiritual axis of all the signs. And so you're very spiritually advanced, like the Pisces. And you're more practical, which is easier to move through life down here, because not everybody has your back. And you can have a giant heart, but it's better to have empathy and wait and see who you're opening that giant heart for, to see what they're really about. And Taurus ruling the area of spirituality and religion and philosophy. So you place great value on having a strong philosophy. You place great value on having a strong spiritual foundation. And I'll tell you, that's what gets you through life. That's what gets you through these Pluto-Uranus transits and all these eclipses and everything changing on every minute, is having a strong spiritual foundation. Because if you're one with your soul and your higher self, you are unstoppable. You have real authentic power. And the force is with you. And the force is with you this month, Virgo. So loving on the Scorpio full moon for you, because it's very harmonious and positive. Now, one of the things about Scorpio that I like is it does point out our shadow side. Now, I don't see the shadow side as something we want to dismiss or hide, because I see it as undeveloped aspects of self begging for expression. And that's part of what Scorpio shows us is, hey, you got a dark side. Every human being has a dark side. Don't deny it or disown it. You want to put it on a short leash and, let the higher self control, right? It's like the ego, the negative ego. You don't want your ego in control. You want your soul in control, and the ego on a short leash so that it's not running rampant and get you into all kinds of hot water. Like say for Virgo, say for instance, the shadow is this obsessive compulsive with perfection, having to get everything right. In fact, this is a great time for you to publish. But if you're sitting there going, oh, I can't publish it because it's not perfect yet, That's your shadow. That's your ego. And what the ego is doing is keeping you from getting published because you don't want to hear the criticism. And I know, believe me, I'm out there. And I never, you never feel like it's perfect or, you can't do more to something, especially when I'm writing. I love to write. And I always love to go back and edit because it's never, you can always add something else or you can always say it a little bit better. So that can be your ego tricking you from getting your work out. And so don't deny or disown your shadow. Bring it in and work with it. So it's like, okay, so it's not perfect. Or I know it's not perfect. I'm not perfect. And no one is. Your perfection lies in your imperfection. So I'm gonna put my work out there. And, so if some people don't like it, but the majority of people will like it. Right? In fact, it's just natural for there's always going to be those people that aren't going to agree with you or get you. And that's okay because you're not here to be liked by everybody. If you're here trying to be liked by everybody, you're not doing your job. And your job is to synthesize all the different ingredients to what you're cooking, what you're creating, and then put it together in a format that we can understand. You have the ability to take very complex subjects, say spirituality or science, and put it in a tangible way that people can understand and get. And so, this is a wonderful month for Virgos to get the message out and use that powerful Scorpio moon that's totally supporting you to get the word out, to get the message out about your products, your services, your talents, your gifts, your abilities. Yahoo! And this is a wonderful month to line up with your core values. Now, I've added the core value program here because it's so important. When I'm coaching people, this is where I bring you, is when you line up with your core values, you are on path, you are in touch, you are in control of your life, right? We have no control over what anybody else does. We have no control over what's going on in the world. Our power lies in how we respond and the control we have over our own lives. That's power. That's authentic power. And the best way to do that is to line up with your values. So for instance, my number one value is to inspire others. I love to inspire and uplift. And I use the astrology and coaching to do it. So everything I do is so that I can get here and be with you and share what I know. And I'm happy. I'm very happy and successful. And so you want to look at the True Values list. It's right under the True Value program and decide what your number one value is. And orientate your life around that value. Set up your life so that everything you're doing supports your core values, supports your number one values. In this way, you're taking the power back from the externals. You're not allowing society, family, or the corporations to determine what success is for you. You are determining what success is for you based on your core values. That's authentic power. That's true power. And May is a wonderful time that's going to be filled with all kinds of opportunities for you. Now, Venus is taking her turn with the Grand Cross. She is going through and she is going to oppose Mars because she enters Aries on May 2nd. And then she opposed Mars on May 11th. Then she squares Pluto at the Scorpio full moon on May 14th, and then she conjuncts Uranus on May 15th. Now, I like Venus in Aries because what she's doing is she's doing a checklist from April. We are past the most intense month in 2014. That was April. Yay! And the astrology moving forward improves greatly. Yay! And the intensity is lessening. Yippee. And May is a great month for Virgos. I'm going to say that like 27 times through this video because it is, and I love giving you good news, and through this podcast. And so Venus, which is what you love and value, is 8 signs from you. She's in Aries, and she is doing the checklist here. So she's checking on you, checking out twice, finding out. No, that's Santa Claus. So she's doing a checklist with you, and she is making sure that you are living from your authentic power. You are living from your true self. And with this Taurus energy, living from your core values, using your resources to create the life you truly desire. And how do you figure that out? By lining up with your number one core value, and only you can determine what that is for you. Like for me, it's to inspire people. Woohoo! What is it for you? And so Venus is going through, now she's opposing Mars, and for you, you're doing this balance, looking at what you love and value, what other people love and value, what you love and value, what your husband or your wife loves and values. You're looking at the money you make, you're looking at the money your husband makes or your wife makes, and you're evaluating, okay? Oppositions are awarenesses that come to us through other people or external situations. And so you're coming to conscious awareness about your money, your resources, your values, and this is a good time to make decisions, to decide what's working for you, what's not working for you. Then she squares Pluto on the Scorpio full moon on the 14th. So here is another opportunity for you to look at your romantic relationships, your sexual relationship, or ships, and decide how that's working for you, right? So, you're doing some relationship evaluation here in May, and it's really good because in order to get what we want, we have to move out of what's not working. And Venus is going to really show that to you is, how is my sex life? How is my sex life with my husband, my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend? How is it going? Are my needs being met? What about my needs for intimacy? And intimacy isn't sex. Intimacy is deeply connection into me, see? And deeply connecting with your partner. And so you're looking at that too, like, are we really deeply connected? Are we really deeply connected with each other? And this is a really good time to evaluate. And then on the 15th, Venus will conjunct Uranus. Now, I love Venus conjunct Uranus because it gets us out of unhealthy situations if we choose to honor ourselves. And Venus conjunct Uranus is the wake-up call. Uranus is the coffee, right? Neptune is the drugs and alcohol. Uranus is the cappuccino. And so it's like you have this giant cup of coffee on the 15th and you go, wait a minute, this situation isn't working for me. I'm getting myself out of here. Yippee skippy. And then you're gone. And that's what I love about Uranus. Uranus conjunct Venus, and relationships can end suddenly for you on the 15th, or situations can end suddenly. It's good. It isn't anything you did. If you end it, great. If the universe ends it or the other person ends it, awesome. Because that's the universe coming in going, karma's done. You've learned what you needed to learn. Time to move on, right? Because you're always getting in new relationships, whether it's friendships or working colleagues or friends and buddies or your next partner. And you got to keep going so your soulmates are waiting for you. Your friends are waiting for you. But if you're stuck back here in a negative relationship, right, then what are they going to do? So you have to keep going so you can meet up with better relationships, better friendships, because now you know what you need. Now you know what you love and value, and you're not going to settle for less. So Venus is doing the checklist in May for you, especially in the area of your resources, what you love and value, and romantic partnership kind of thing, depending if you have more than one. And everybody everybody can live their own life. And Mars goes direct on May 19th. Woohoo! Now this is good for you because Mars had been in this earning area for you. And with Mars moving direct, this can increase your income, especially if you're willing to hustle for your money. You know what I mean? Like if you're out there promoting and publishing your work, or promoting what you do, your income's going up in May and June. And Mars is going to be in this area till the end of July. So you've got the next few months to earn more money and make more money. And who doesn't love that? Then the Sun enters Gemini on May 20th. Again, promoting yourself in the world, your reputation in the world, your destiny in the world, your career. So this is very good because this is showing everything you've been learning and integrating, you're now applying to your career and legacy in the world, your destiny in the world. Pretty good. And of course, Jupiter's working for you too, because Jupiter's in that area of your goals, your hopes, your wishes, your friends, networking, the love you receive from others. And it's sextile the Virgo. It's in Cancer. It's sextiling you until it gets to Leo. And that will happen on July 14th. So enjoy Jupiter direct in another money house. Mars is in a money house. Jupiter's in a money house. Venus is in a money house. Are some of you thinking about money in May? Money May. May is money. And so we have the fabulous Gemini new moon on May 28th. Now, I like this new moon. It is at 7 degrees, 21 minutes. The sun and the moon are coupled in Gemini in your 10th house of destiny and what you do in the world. How gorgeous is that? Mars is in harmonious energy flow with this sun and moon for you. This is gorgeous. In your money house. So some of you are getting promoted in May. Some of you are making financial gains in May that will be very noticeable to you. Now the challenge with the new moon is Neptune is exactly square it. The sun and the moon are at 7 degrees, 21 minutes Gemini. Neptune is at 7 degrees, 33 minutes Pisces direct. This is where the deception comes in. Now for you, this is about relationships. So, relationships are mirrors. What are your relationships showing you in May, especially at the Gemini new moon? Remember, Virgo, love is flowing to you daily. It's the crystal cord of life that flows through your crown chakra and keeps you alive. When we cross over in transition, that cord is cut. And you go back to source, back to the great central sun. Love is flowing to you daily. Love is not earned. Love is received. So for you, there could be some relationship lessons of, am I going to, see this person for who he is, or am I going to project and see the potential and live in the potential? Neptune can be very troublesome in relationships because people can make a lot of false promises that they don't deliver. I see this Neptune Gemini new moon as the Seven of Cups in the Tarot. Lots of promises, lots of things in the sky, lots of things in the clouds. And so, don't go by what people tell you. Go by their behavior. If you follow behavior, you will just, ride the Neptunian wave. If you get caught up in the promises and the potentials and being in love, but not really seeing who the person is and not observing their behavior, skipping over and stepping over things, it could be a valuable learning experience. And so to ride the wave the best way is to not do that and use the energy to use it creatively, use it in your work, use it spiritually, use it to merge with your soul and higher self. That's really what it's for. And that way, you're not being deceived by yourself or anyone else. And we end May with Venus moving into Taurus. And that has to do with, again, long distance travel. So I love May for the Virgos. You can meet someone new after the new moon, and that person could be living at a distance from you. So someone could come in around Memorial Day or after, and in June, that is a new love for you. That's because you've cleaned up anybody that needs to, move away from, or a job or a situation, and you're ready for love, and it's coming. And money looks really good for you in May, especially once Mars goes direct by that third week. Money is strong. Jupiter is working for you right now. Jupiter in Cancer, in the money you make from the business you own or the money you make from the company you work for. Venus is working for you in the area of other people giving you money or your partner's resources. So that is very strong. Health looks good. There isn't anything in here that has to do with health. Spirituality is just growing and growing and growing. I mean, you are ascending and you are moving forward, and it is beautiful to watch. So thank you for listening. Thank you for liking, favoring, and sharing my podcast, Virgo. You're so awesome. Thank you for Googling plus them. I appreciate you. And thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology transits, it's very easy. You go to my astrology service page, you purchase your session. Upon checkout, you get a link to my schedule. So you get scheduled right at purchase. And until next time, Virgo, keep looking up.